This is the 29 Report.
Welcome to the 29 Report. I'm Sam Madison.
And I'm Arturo Freeman.
Hey, guys. Thank you guys once again showing up, showing out. Hey, and it's Victory Tuesday. Not Monday, but Tuesday, Turo. The Dolphins were able to go out west, get a W on Monday Night Football. Man, that's all we can ask, man. And that is real interesting because we're going to talk about this. Bro, it was almost a sweep. The whole entire state, boy, and we was holding on to dear life all the way up until probably about 11:15 last night. But it was convincing. It was convincing. I really enjoyed and I really liked the way that they came out. And Tori, we've seen this all throughout the course of the season. The Miami Dolphins finally played a full, complete football game, and we really got to see what they have. Like, it showed this past Monday, and it was on national television. So what that really entails is they put the NFL on high alert. They've been able to do it over last year, really
Well, at a high level for sure.
high level, but having this opportunity on Monday night to do it, man, I was happy for the team and I was happy for the players. And even Coach Mike McDaniels, man, he's been doing a really good job of, he's been under scrutiny, but he pulled it off.
Victory Tuesday, as you call it, is definitely Victory Tuesday. But as you said, Sam, complete football game.
Yeah.
I think it was super important for them to see that they can play a complete football game. And it wasn't Tyreek Hill getting 3 touchdown bombs and Waddle catching 4 first downs to extend plays. It was clearly, making the plays that were thrown to them, making plays that they needed to make, defense doing what's super important. What we talked about last week is about having a standard, right?
Yep.
Some teams have it where they got to score 17 and under. Some teams say when they're in the red zone, it's no touchdowns. And the Miami Dolphins did that last night with forcing 5 field goals. 5 field goals. Listen, as you guys just said, when Dave Wannstedt used to walk into the locker room after the game and we don't won, see you on Wednesday.
Definitely see you on Wednesday, Turo. But, we always have something to do down here in South Florida, and it's always at a high level. And when you look at just the landscape down here in South Florida, a lot of former NFL players, I'm not going to say just Miami Dolphins, but former NFL players in themselves, once they get down here, they come, they visit for a little while, they fall in love with the beach, and that means South Beach. But, a lot of them live up here in Davie and a little bit further in West Palm Beach. But Floyd Ragland, man, he's been down here for a very long time. He was some extras in movies and all of those different things, but a former NFL running back. Supercar Saturday, Sunday. Man, Turo, it's been going on for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
And over here at Hard Rock Casino, then you have a fun run down to the F1 down at the Hard Rock Stadium. Turo, it was my first opportunity, and I jumped in the car.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, it was unbelievable. But the car show in itself, it's been going on for 8 years, and they move it from different locations, but the home now is over here at Hard Rock Casino. Man, super hyper car. They have cars that are worth over $5-6 million, Turo. And the fans, they come out, they have opportunity to engage with the people that buy these cars, Bugattis, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, things that you have. Man, I definitely will be going back. And if he always have it the second weekend of the month, and it's Friday and Saturday, they'll be
monthly.
Wow.
I
and all these different cars, they come out, man, and the people, it was extraordinary. I won't miss another one. I tell you that.
I told you guys about the ultimate fan. I told y'all. Nobody wanted to listen to me, but the ultimate fan is in the building. The ultimate fan. Hockey. I'm sure he's going to be at a couple soccer games this year. Don't know where he's going to be at, but he's going to be there.
Well, we just got knocked out of the playoffs, so I was getting ready to go, but we got knocked out of the playoff, and Messi, bro, like, he's making a lot of money, but the truth is just like any other sport. When you're the guy, people are going to always try to minimize and limit the playmaking ability. So out of the 3 games, I think he had 1 goal and 1 assist. Like, bro, they taking you away. They taking him away. Somebody else has to win. And then just looking forward and moving forward, the stadium up at off Commercial is phenomenal. It's a beautiful stadium. They redid it. But it's just really tough. But it's always something to do down here, Turo. And you just threw me in like the soccer part, man.
I mean, listen, it's Curveball Tuesday. So back to Messi. Messi's older.
Yeah.
And I get it. Fans don't expect us to age.
Yeah.
They don't. And just because you look a certain way don't mean you feel a certain way. And at the end of the day, because his presence is there and he's a great presence, he still commands a double team. He still commands a box and one. He still commands people overly playing his anticipations.
Yep.
So, like you said earlier, man, it's exciting because South Florida has so much to offer.
Yeah, man. So had an opportunity, man. Floyd, he leads these super hyper cars, like I said, from the casino down to Hard Rock. Man, those cars, they were coming by us. They were going so fast. I was like, Floyd, man, can you please slow down? But that's not what he does. I jumped in the front seat, not knowing what to expect.
What were you riding in?
He has one of those super hyped up Range Rovers, but a Turo. Man,
Fast.
Man, fast. But just the Bugattis that was going by us.
I saw some pictures. I saw some of the videos.
Oh.
I saw all these cars. I was literally, listen, every that's why they call it the boys club. I mean, it's every man, even though he says that he's not a car favorite or he doesn't like cars, it still takes you back to your childhood where you see those cars, how souped up they. It makes you feel some type of way, like you want to get in there and drive it, or you just want to have one in your yard for a few months, then trade it back in.
Sure. From the time that I pulled into the parking garage, I looked over the edge, and I'm like, bro, what is this? It's like you can get every type of car that you want, muscle cars to high-end cars. But, again, man, thank you, Floyd. Super Sport weekend, Saturday, they go at Hard Rock from 9 to 12, and then on Sunday they go to Sawgrass at the Colonnade, and they're out there from 11 to 4, man. If y'all haven't checked it out, make sure you go out there and check it out. But first class, and I really, really enjoyed myself. But when you talk about all the other different things going around South Florida, Turo, the ultimate fan, as soon as I left there, it was like 2 o'clock, and I was like, it has to be some football going on. So I went over to PPO right over by, I guess that's Perry Airport over there. I was out there from 2 o'clock to 10:30 on Saturday, and this was the AYFL, and it was their second round playoff. Man, again, all day, nothing but high energy football. This is second round. Miramar, PPO, Boynton Beach, Delray,
wow.
All of these football teams, all these programs, Turo, right there and it was multiple parks going on. This just was whatever,
like a region or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the seatings.
Okay, so, got you.
Other parks were going on at the same exact time, but I think it was like the 1 seed and versus the 8 seed because Kenny Phillips, he was my rookie in what was that? 2008, coming out of University of Miami.
Yeah, the son playing?
Yeah, he had a son playing, and he was the last game of the night. So I'm just sitting there. Then all of a sudden I see him come across. I was like, oh, you'll get. I was like, bro, I'm not leaving. I'm staying here. So I was out there the whole entire night. Philip Wheeler, former Miami Dolphins linebacker, his kid is out there playing. So at all of these different parks, you see former players out there because their kids are playing. Standing up there talking to the referees or Turo, right next to me. And Turo, you know, we've been training down here in South Florida for a very long time, and I noticed this young man. I'm like, man, I know you from somewhere. And he was like, man, you don't know me. I was like, I do. I was like, you used to train at Chris Chambers. He was like, yes, sir. I used to train. He was like, bro, you don't know me? I'm like, bro, I used to change it, but you know, I used to have the ball. I ain't have none of the grade. So I tried to throw it off by wearing the grade, but his son was playing, so he was out there getting his kid into it. He still was playing. He's like 28, and he's still playing in one of those leagues. And it just thanking me for everything, just giving him the information and training him a lot because he's one of those late bloomers,
Right.
and he's still playing. So you never know who you're going to see out at these parks, and that was my Saturday, and it was fun-filled the whole entire time.
I got a chance to check your Instagram out a little bit, and I saw the ultimate fan at work. But as you said earlier, guys being from here, not being from here, but visiting, playing the Dolphins or playing professional teams from basketball to football to soccer. Once you here, it's tough to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's tough to leave once you come in that sun and that weather and the opportunity to see people when things are just, it's something to do at all times. You kind of find yourself saying, okay, well, if I keep coming out here week by week, I don't know if I'm going to make it back to my own home. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of that has happened for a lot of guys, a lot of families, and now you see everybody, every NFL team guy, probably, I would say 80% of the NFL, most guys have a house here or a presence here or a P.O. box here or something, you know?
And Mike Pouncey, the Pouncey brothers, they have a football team, and I haven't gotten an opportunity to see them, but they was like, Turo, they're like a
Back in
JV.
Lakeland?
No, they're here in South Florida. They have a South Florida team, and they're in the AYFL. They were just at a different park,
Oh,
so
wow.
more than likely they're going to the Super Bowl. But just
Yeah, they do football big.
this is my 10-year anniversary, so where I won a Super Bowl
Right.
with my 105 team. So I was going out there and I played this guy Gary over at Miramar, and they were going for a three-peat.
Oh, wow.
And man, we went into overtime, and Marvin Jones Jr. ended up catching a Hail Mary. We was overtime, so he ended up catching a fade, and we ended up beating them, man. And he was like, he saw me out there. He's like, Sam, you need to get back in because I need to get some get back. And he had a team out there, a 9U team. Oh, Turo, man, from the kicker to the quarterback, A+, A1, and man, he still is hot about that.
Wow.
Being able to beat him to end this three-peat. And they let everybody know it. And while I was out there, I saw some other coaches, and they introduced me to other former players. And there was a guy, and he was like, yeah, I used to play at Oregon. He's like, man, I came down. I had a son. He was like, and he's from California. He was like, this is nothing like any other state. He's like, I've been in Texas. I've been in California. He's like, man, to be able to come and put my son in this atmosphere and just seeing how they coach the kids, how the kids are receptive to everything.
Right.
Man, we have a very bright future with all of these schools in the area where it's going to be some really, really good football being played over the next couple of years.
Number one high school recruit last year from Chaminade, the wide receiver. They interviewed him during the Ohio State game, leading up to the Ohio State game, and asking him, you know, why he's that good, or how is he so poised in these situations? And he alluded to South Florida football. He said at 9 years old, it prepared him for this stage because he's always played in front of a lot of people, and the expectations were always so high. And that's South Florida football.
Yep.
You know, as myself being from South Carolina, we're not too far behind, but you know,
behind what?
You know, behind here, but
Okay.
we have blossomed a lot of great athletes because they, you know, have time to go play other sports and let their body heal and things like that. You know, but curveball, would you ever consider it for fun getting a youth team again?
Man, again, Turo, going from Saturday and then going into Sunday where I went down the Flow Rider League, FYFL, I believe that is, and it was actually their Super Bowl, and it was their Super Bowl Sunday. And just looking through the schedule of the Super Bowl, and what is it, 9 teams? Bro, out of 9 teams, the Ravens here in Miramar, bro, they were in every championship.
Yeah,
they had somebody in every championship.
They got a good program.
And then you have a few others that they sprinkled in, but Rod Mack
He's still doing it?
He's down there. He has a younger son with the 11U team. I think I just saw the new Megatron. The kid is number 17, Arturo. He's
Like a
11
man.
years old, and the kid is 6'4".
Jeez.
Oh, my God. And they had him in the slot. He's a wide receiver, but it's just like a Rondé Gaston tight end. Put him in the slot. Oh, man, touchdown. Yeah. He has a running back. Every time running back touches the ball, touchdown. Like, it was –
repeating itself. Yeah.
And he's been doing it for a long time.
I've been seeing that a
His
lot.
son is playing now at the University of Miami, but had an injury. So I had an opportunity to talk to Rod Mack. And on that 11U team, guess who was on the sideline? You have potentially Hall of Fame wide receiver Ocho Cinco. His son plays on that team.
Oh, wow.
You have Henry Crockett,
Oh, wow.
former Florida State linebacker. Been down here he's from here.
Yep.
His son is on the team. Man, they have everything right there in front of them for these kids to be successful. And Rod Mack is like, Sam, listen, I'm old school. I tell the parents, this is not everybody play and everybody's going to get a reward.
Keeping it real.
You have to be in it from beginning to end. Mom, Dad, yeah, there's going to be some days off, but there's going to be some things that I want your kid to do so he's prepared for the next week on the days that I'm not off. And if he's doing it in front of me, I have no problem or no qualms when this kid get to a certain age to go and call a school on your behalf because I know the hard work that they put in. And that's what Rod Mack is teaching. And the whole program is taking over. And like I said, for the Super Bowl, in every category, they had a Ravens team in the Super Bowl.
I love the organization. And this is not something that the city prepares or outlines. This has been done by parents. Mm-hmm. This has been done by consistent parents, consistent adults that love the game of football and decided to say, okay, if this is the league that has been created, these are the rules, we're going to run it. And they take pride in it.
Yes.
You know, the Ravens have been around for a good while and put out a lot of talent.
Yeah, a lot of talent every year. And just have an opportunity to sneak out there and, not to, look past other guys, but there are NFL players in the stands just sitting there watching. I ran to a few, like, man, it's nonstop, like I said, from Saturday to Sunday, and then it's going to roll into this Saturday as well. But I'll be heading to Butler. It's senior day. My son is a senior up at Butler University in Indianapolis. Yeah, so
That's
opportunity
exciting,
to walk out on the field.
Congratulations.
Yeah, most definitely. So, again, we have kids from South Florida all over the country playing this game that we love, that we, cherish a lot.
Yes.
Still training and putting players in positions to be successful and do the things that we've done. But a lot going on. But, we're going to keep this thing moving, Arturo. Last week you had on your South Carolina gear, man. Hey, Beamer ball, y'all still at it, huh?
Beamer ball. Let's just call it South Carolina great ball. How about that? So
all right. Yeah.
At the end of the day, yes, had the opportunity to watch my Carolina greats play against Vanderbilt this weekend, continuing on the right side, which is the win column.
Yeah.
That's just what it's about. But this time around, Sam, they're bigger, stronger, faster, and it's showing up.
Yeah.
Playing complete ball. Quarterback reminds me of Cam Newton. He's big, 6'3", 240, running over guys. Don't even know whether he should slide or whether he should run somebody over. It's funny. He's like a baby, just big. I mean, running around with the ball in his hand like God bless the quarterback, Steve McNair. Ball in his hand. I'm talking about running, palming because his hands are so big.
He can hold the ball.
Just can hold the
Secure.
ball. Yeah, he can't. He ain't even got it secured like that. He's secured like this, and guys are hitting him, and he's still being there to hold it. But anyway, congratulations to the Gamecocks. Bowl eligible now, 6-3. So we might be. I mean, you know us. It might be a New Year's Day bowl.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'm just saying.
South Carolina, congratulations, bowl eligible. University of Louisville again. We're back in the top 25.
Okay.
We don't shy away. We don't back down from anybody.
Okay.
We lost to Notre Dame. We played SMU. They're up highly ranked, but we're back in the top 25. And Jeff
You only got
Brown-
3 losses too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good matchup.
That-
Louisville, South Carolina.
How would that if that happens?
What you mean? You already know what's going to happen.
If that Sam, if that
Turo,
happens,
we're going. We're going.
If that happens,
Yeah.
we got to be at the game.
Yeah, we're going to be at the game for sure.
We got to be at the game.
One way or the other, we're going to be.
That'd be great.
That's going to be great because we're going to come out victorious, and then you're going to be sitting here and you're going to be wearing black and red. Oh man, it's going to be
Not so
nice.
fast, my friend. as the ball coach says, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. All right. So hey, guys, University of Florida, UCF,
Right.
USF, FIU, FAU, FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, Stetson, FSU, Arturo. All took a L. Man, do you know how much? And I'm originally from Florida. Most people think that I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Man, I'm from North Florida. I'm just right there on the Georgia line, Monticello, Florida. Went to Tallahassee, Florida A&M. So people didn't really know, like, oh yeah, he's from Louisville. And then they go look up my bio, and this is where I really know.
Mm-hmm.
People go and just get stuff off the internet. It's like, oh yeah, you from Thomasville. No. I just was born in Thomasville. I'm Florida all day. So
that's Georgia?
Huh?
That's Georgia, right? Oh, that's a part of
right
Georgia.
there. Yeah,
it's like
I'm
South
right
Carolina, North Carolina, where that
Bro.
Dixie line, you step across the street, you supposed to be in North Carolina, but you're in Florida.
My brother and sister,
Okay.
they were born in Tallahassee.
Okay.
And I don't know. And Monticello is 20 minutes from Tallahassee, and it's
Right.
20 minutes from Thomasville, Georgia.
You're in the middle.
Yeah, bro. My
And at
parents
that time,
just went to
that
Thomasville,
hospital,
like,
they went because you a little bougie. They went to the better hospital for you. That's what it was. They went to the better hospital for you, and then at the end of the day, you had better sheets and stuff. And, like, this is my baby.
good.
This is my
Yeah.
baby. Let me take him over here.
all right, good. I'll
Yeah.
take that. I'll take that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm originally from Florida. I love Florida sport, and that's why we talk about any and everything Florida sports here. But, bro, we almost lost every game in the state. But the Dolphins had to save us, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was sweating bullets, man, because,
Yeah.
I talk trash to people in Alabama, Texas. Man, we the best state. And, like, oh, man, y'all can't even win one game.
Right.
Like,
We
all
were
those
looking
teams that
ugly
y'all
this
have.
year.
But we
Yeah.
were able to pull it off thanks to the Dolphins.
Yeah, definitely. I saw that when you made that reference. I was like, oh, let me go. Yeah, oh my, yeah, we would have been swept.
0.
Because it caught up with them. And I know that's a curveball right now to talk about. I know you got that structured out for us for but just can't help but to see, and we'll go back to there. But anyway, the Dolphins pulled it out.
Yeah.
Definitely pulled it out. I love the way the Dolphins played. I know some people say, well, they used to 30 points, 40 points. You didn't do all that. If you've never played the game, when you've lost 3 games back to back to back, anything can happen at that third game. You're questioning management. You're questioning front office. You're questioning the head coach. You're questioning yourself.
Yes.
You don't need 3 games. Well, anyway, you as an athlete, as a professional, it's after the first 2 games back to back, you start looking at yourself saying, okay, what do I have to do a little bit different, change it up? But when you lose 3 games back to back in the fashion that they lost it, you having those conversations. That's why you see Dallas going where they're going. They're going. Something happens there. When you lose 3, you could either do this, come together, or you could do this. So I was very happy to see them pull it out the way they pull it out, like you mentioned earlier about playing complete football, all 3 phases.
Yeah, and they made some adjustments, right? So you look in the middle of the defense. Sure, I've been talking about the middle of the defense for a very long time. A South Florida product in itself. Walker, they moved him back into the starting lineup and come up with Calais Campbell with a tip pass, intercept the ball. One of the things when you look at these tight games that you're talking about is it's a game of inches.
Right.
And a pass right over the fingernails where it could have been a tip pass. You don't get the third down as the opposing team. They got to punt the ball. Now you get the ball back. And one of the things, Turo, that you talked about was, you can either grow apart,
Right.
or you can grow back together and ultimately finish out the way that you had anticipated at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Things happen. Man, you lost your starting quarterback. And I try to tell people whether it is Park, middle school, high school, college, pro. You got to have a quarterback in these leagues nowadays. And I'm talking about 9-year-old, 11-year-old. These guys have 4 wide receivers. The quarterback is throwing the ball all over the place. You have athletes on the field.
Right.
Get the ball to your athletes.
Right.
And just been having an opportunity to see that yesterday was really fun. But, these other teams throughout the state of Florida, man, it just was – we already knew the University of Florida, even after they played the University of Miami, that's going to have one of the toughest schedules
known to man
in college football, and they're still fighting and clawing because of the NIL deals, because you got a player coming from over here. You don't really know him, and they could have got there late, and the chemistry was off. And Florida, man, Miami, these guys, they were down here working continuously. Different parks here, different parks there, but they're always together.
Yes.
Whereas those other was still trying to bridge the pieces together. Florida State, Florida, all of those different teams. Central Florida, USF, they all going to keep majority of the guys there, add some pieces here and there, but it's just tough schedules.
Absolutely. And something you said stands out, and it really rings a bell with me, being able to train together in the off-season, gelling in off-season. did that.
Yes.
had a lot of guys. You saw it on Instagram with the quarterbacks, Cam Ward and Shador Sanders meet up in a local park with their receivers, being able to work timing, work things. And had a losing season last year, guys.
Yeah.
The year before that, losing season. The nucleus of those guys were still there. Mm-hmm. So you bring in a new quarterback, and as he gets acclimated to them, he only makes them better.
Yeah.
Florida has some pieces. Top running back leaves to go to Georgia. You have to replace guys. You're dealing with the controversy of kids committing and decommitting and suing the school, suing the head coach. A lot of stuff. Brand new coach. The best thing that probably happened in that game versus Texas was the announcement of the school endorsing Coach Billy Napier for another year. I think that shushed a lot of things.
Yes.
He has a lot of talent there. Now it gives him an opportunity that he can dig deep, kind of like break that staff up a little bit, because that's next, because you got a lot of talent. You're supposed to play this tougher schedule because you got a lot of, you're University of Florida. You don't win up on tuition. You don't want everybody at your school. You're the Ivy League of the SEC. So at the end of the day, that's just a little curveball.
South Carolina. Definitely not.
Well,
no, just keep going. That was a curveball.
Yeah, curveball. I like that one. That was a good one. I know you have one in you. So yes, the unforeseen, the unshakable things happen. But at the end of the day, I think Florida's in a position. I don't know if it's a good position or a bad position. They're in a position. I really think it's up to them which direction they go.
Yeah, but what happens is with the University of Florida they gave Napier opportunity to continue to encourage, have an opportunity for the recruits that he has been recruiting to let them know, I'm still here.
Yes.
Listen, we're going to build this thing with you guys.
Right.
You guys come. You already know what the other teams are doing in the state and how it's going.
Right.
But come and you talk about it. Ivy League of the SEC.
Right.
Like, beautiful campus,
right.
Always going to have the top tier, and they're still going to get their players. And it's just one of those things that just happening right now. Turo, I don't know about you, but I know just for me, a lot of people have been following the podcast and listening to the things that we sing, and and they get upset. They was like, guys, you only talk about the Dolphins in the state of Florida, So we just got to go and talk about some other teams because of the listeners. And
okay.
Listen, Detroit Lions, hey, man.
Culture is there.
It's there.
Culture is there, guys. Culture is there.
Coach Campbell, he was here. He coached with the Miami Dolphins. We should have had opportunity to interview him, and he should have been our coach, but it just so happened it didn't go that way. And these things happen. It happens all the time. When you pass up on a coach, and then all of a sudden, he takes over a team, and look at that culture. Oh, I wanted that for my team. But
right.
you don't have any control over that. But they have built a very good football team over there, and they've been doing very well this year, and even last year had a little slip up. We're going to see what's going to happen in that NFC, but right now, Detroit Lions, they're playing extremely well.
So my curveball today is just like you're saying. If the listeners want to hear more about other teams, so we're going to give you other teams. So we're going to, out the blue curveball, rank some of the top NFL teams. I'll let you go first.
Well, Kansas City is number one right now. So
top three, top 4, top 5, however you want to do it.
I'm going with Kansas City in the AFC. You have to put the Buffalo Bills in there as well in the AFC.
Okay.
When you look at the NFC, well, AFC as well, Baltimore is always going to be Lamar Jackson, Louisville, South Florida product. He's always going to give you an opportunity. But, in that NFC, San Francisco again. Right. You have Philadelphia, Detroit. But right now, Detroit is number one. Right. And until somebody really match their energy, and that is a football team that is built from within.
Right.
All of their draft picks. Right. They did go out and pick some guys here or there, just like Buffalo. Buffalo is a team that is sustained by their own drafted players, and they're going to bring their guys in. And again, you look at the quarterback situation, is stable. He's always available, and he's going to make plays for the team, and the players are going to buy into the system.
That's a recipe for success, being available.
Yeah.
Having a quarterback that's available. That's 99.9% of everything that an NFL team needs. Yeah. If not even playing at a high level, being available to be able to just be here. Consistency is really needed in every NFL team. So when quarterbacks do go a different way or they get hurt, you're going to see immediately a decline in their situation, unless it's Detroit built culture inside out. Because they already got somebody, they're thinking that if somebody gets hurt, next man up. The culture is there. So my top 3 in AFC and NFC, I'm going to go with AFC, Kansas City, Baltimore. I'm going to go a tie for third would be Pittsburgh, and who's that third? Who did I give you? Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo.
Yep.
That Pittsburgh and Buffalo, same page. Baltimore is still the clear favorite at 2. NFC, NFC is Philadelphia, San Francisco. It's tough for that third one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Minnesota. I'm going to throw it out there, Minnesota, because they out the blue.
Curveball as well, Green Bay. You can't count Green Bay out.
Green Bay.
You can't count those guys out. So it's still early, and
no Dallas.
Yeah, no.
Trash.
Very much so. Yeah, put them at the bottom. Yeah, they're gonna be fighting for that number 1 pick.
Oh man,
and I'm happy too. I'm a diehard Giants fan. I have AFC team. My Dolphins. I'm always gonna cheer for them to have an NFC team, and they're not doing too good, which is the Giants. But hey, that's just what it is. But one team in the NFC that I think that you might want to say a possible.
I know you're gonna say
if they sit and they can stay healthy, because how you like that? Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons.
How about
Kirk Cousins, man? Listen, all I do is get money and win.
That's all he does. He get money and he win. Impressive team. Since we talk about the NFL teams, impressive team, impressive coach, quietly doing what they're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Washington Commanders.
Oh, yeah. Commanders as well.
Quiet. Quarterback, exceptional.
Yeah.
Quiet. They lost this past game, but I like them.
Yeah.
Quiet. I like them.
That's, once again, it's a tough division in the NFC East when you have Commanders right now at the top, right there with Philly, and then you have the Giants in Dallas down at the bottom. But that is another really, really tough physical division, and anything can happen. But, man, you just got to keep on watching. But, hey, there you go, fans, listeners. Hey, anybody else up there, man, just send us a text, send us a DM or whatever, man. We definitely will cover your team. But, man, we all about South Florida, man. And that's just what it is. But we don't have any qualms about the Buffalo Bills, and, the staff behind us, behind the cameras, are really Buffalo Bills fans. So
Trash boys and all that stuff. I get it.
Listen, hey, we have them in the case, real cases.
Right.
2 real ones, and they have 4 fake ones. So, it's only a couple teams that we can sit here and point the finger that don't have the 2 real ones. So
How about this curveball?
Yeah.
Deion Sanders, Shador Sanders. Where are
Dallas
they going?
Cowboys?
Where are they going?
Dallas Cowboys? That's what you thinking?
I'm thinking Dallas
Prime going back
Cowboys.
home?
Prime want to go home, no matter the Colorado
Because
Buffalo.
he's always out there on the property. He's always out there.
He ain't sell a house in Texas yet.
And he keep building more. He has a new grandkid. He's trying to build a whole new play section and everything. You think he don't want to be there? He wants to be there. So that is a good observation. But it's gonna be other teams that's really courting Shador.
Raiders.
He's a player that he takes it serious, and he holds his players accountable. I just remember one game early in the season, he's like, man, just catch the ball. And he was talking to Travis Hunter, one of the top Heisman candidates. Like, okay, bro, if I throw you the ball, just make the play. Like, that's how you want your quarterback. I just remember Dan, like, man, I'm going to throw you the ball, like, talking to OJ. OJ was like, man, Dan, I'm going to throw it to you. You can make the play. Oronde Gaston, Tony Martin, all of these guys, and that's how you want your quarterback. You want him to be forceful. You want him to take over, and that's what Shador does, and he gives them opportunity week in and week out. So you brought it to my attention. It's not looking good for Dallas right now, and McCarthy down there, I thought they was going to let him go last year, but,
Jerry, nobody could be in the mind of Jerry Jones.
Yeah, Jerry is Jerry.
What do you think about the conversation that's floating around the airways with the comparison with Michael Parsons said about his head coach and one of his current players? What's your take on that? Or you didn't hear anything?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
He just made a comparison, said that he felt bad. He wasn't, they asked about his head coach and his future, and he said what we will always say, it was above his pay grade. Yeah. That's just a normal term that we use to say we ain't got no answers for that. Ain't got none of our business. Not our business. That's not what we do. But he did say about Zach Martin, who's been there for numerous of years, probably gonna be a first ballot Hall of Fame guy, has not won a Super Bowl, and he said he feels bad for Zach more than he would for his head coach, because this guy has laid his body, sacrificed his time. Blood, sweat, and tears.
You already know there's an expiration,
right?
And you don't really know when that is. And I can sit here and say I feel the same for Tim Bowens, who just went in the ring. I feel the same for Zach Thomas, that I played with a number, and the sacrifices that it's not a whole lot of guys, that played the game that have a whole lot of rings, right? So, yes, as Parsons says, I feel sorry for him. Yes, I feel sorry for a lot of these guys that, like you said, put their body on the line on a consistent basis and don't come up with the ultimate goal. Right. But still, we work out, right now, working out with former players. And it's only a few of us that have that ring in there, but the camaraderie and the bond that we have, man, listen, it's always there. It's unmatched. So, yes, everybody want that, and majority of the teams, they won't feel it, they won't see it, and a lot of players won't as well. But, yeah, you always want that. But Parson I like the way and the tone that he's using it. He's not throwing his coach under the bus. That means that he's still – and he got drafted there, right? So you have,
he's all in.
Yeah, he's all in. So I just like the way that you explained it, he's still bought in, and he's not going to throw the coaches on the bus. There are some players like they don't care. They'll just throw the player on the bus. But he's a cowboy.
Right.
He's a cowboy,
right.
and like I tell people, I buy jerseys of players that are tendered into their respective organization.
Right.
Like Waddle, he's funny. Waddle, I love him to death.
Right.
He's drafted here.
Right.
He's invested.
Right.
He's put in the work. He's put in the time.
Right.
Is it his fault that he's not receiving? No, but now he came up with his second touchdown. He's making plays, and now it's starting to open up because he has his quarterback back.
Right.
So when you hear a guy in not throwing their coach under the bus or the players under the bus, and you still going out there and you're making plays for the team and trying to hold what you as a player from the beginning of the season said, hey, I'm going out here to put my body on the line to help win game for this organization, but for the fans as well. Like, man, he's Michael Parsons. Man, everybody across the country know who he is, and they have Dallas Cowboy fans all over the country, and they love him. And he's right there into it, and he's still buying into it because you're never out of it until you're out of it.
Right. Especially in the NFC.
Yeah. And, so that was good. So let's do a recap of Monday night. The Dolphins came out victorious. Some of the things that we talked about, for as my keys, what I wanted to see the Dolphins defense man the middle of the football field. Mm-hmm. They did that, right? We were able to rush with 4, get pressure on the quarterback. I wanted to get another turnover because this quarterback has turned the ball over at least 6 times throughout the course of the season. We were able to do that.
Right.
But finishing football games, that is what the Dolphins did on offense, defense, and special team. And that's why from when everybody's jumping ship and I'm still hanging on.
Yes, sir.
Man, these guys showed last night when they are fully healthy. You get Javon Holland back. He played extremely well, putting pressure on the quarterback. And now you can see what the defense is really made of and built of because you have all your pieces there, and you're able to utilize them. Calais Campbell, he's one of the oldest players on the teams. He and Zach Siller, back from injury. Man, they were dominant up front, and then now you just let your DBs on the back end just go out and just hunt, as well as your linebackers.
Definitely so. I think the standard was upheld.
Yeah.
I think, or upheld. One of the keys that I had last week was for them to not allow any explosive plays. If they can play at a high level, no touchdowns.
Yep.
Really just go out on a limb and say, hey, they're not scoring a touchdown this game. And firmly, that's what the Miami Dolphins defense did. A lot of crucial plays, crucial stops, not allowing any touchdowns, 5 field goals. That's hats off.
Yeah.
Hats off to a defense. Guys, you don't understand how hard it is to stop an opponent from scoring a touchdown. So at the end of the day, let alone scoring a field goal. Mm-hmm. And they held them to 5 field goals. And I tell you, in the NFL, in the National Football League, you're not going to win any game if you're only scoring field goals. Sorry. So if you go out to play every weekend and you hold a team to 3, 4, 5 field goals, you're going to win the game.
Unless we go back to when we played, because we won a lot of games with field goal with
Right.
Lindo Martin. But
a little bit different. A little bit different. A little bit different.
Yeah. Turo, again, we were in a situation, never want our offense to have any turnovers, but, that's not realistic. But Tua throws an interception. Mm-hmm. I've seen Aaron Rodgers throw an interception, and it's dang near like he's walking off the field like, yeah, I threw the interception, but I can care less what happens from here. The other 10 players on this field better get him down because I'm not even trying to attempt. He gets in the way of a linebacker. And this guy's running. Tua, after the game, he talked to the media. He's like, man, I thought he was going to go out of bounds. No, he's not. He's trying to hurt you. He's trying to put you out of the game. Mike McDaniels need to have a conversation with Tua. Tua, I understand you want, to show your team that you're tough, but I need you for the rest of the season. Man, get out of the way. What do you thought your thoughts about him sticking his head in there, and the knee did not catch his helmet. The shin caught his helmet. Could have been another disastrous play for Tua
absolutely.
and another potential disaster for the Miami Dolphins as well.
All right, so I got 3 things for Tua. You know, when you throw an interception, you take off. That way.
The other way. The other way.
That way. If your sideline is over
fans,
there.
y'all get ready now. If he throws an interception, we're telling him to run the other way. Y'all come and see Arturo.
Run to the pylon. if your sideline is there, run to your sideline. If your sideline is behind you, run to your sideline. Get out the way. Get out the way of the camera.
You don't even want to be on the camera.
You don't want to be on the camera. Or, worst case scenario, fall down. Get on the ground.
He tried to, but
they ain't
it
gonna
was right on the sideline. So it was only one place that the linebacker could go. He could either continue to go straight or he can go out of bounds. If it was me, he's going straight.
He's gonna run
That's
you
the
over.
quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's looking for the quarterback to get him out of the game. So throughout the course of the week, the Cheetah was on the injury report. Didn't even know if he was going to play.
Wow.
But, that's the injury report. Things happen, get better, treatment, all of those things. And
it's Monday night, too.
And it's Monday night. So, and you're going to fight through things as a player. Did you see the OBJ and Cheetah celebration? Oh, man, these dudes the hook arms and then fell on the ground like a wrestling match. I was like, don't you have a hurt wrist? Like, come on, man. You got to be smarter than that. Come on. Don't. Yeah. And you just was on the injury list the whole entire week.
Yeah. Then they was talking about curveball. They was talking about the arrest is what kind of flared it up, triggered. He has a ligament issue. But like you said, you can't be jumping up, high-fiving, wrestle position, falling back on your back. Curveball again. There's some cool celebrations that been going on.
It was cool as heck. Now I'm not gonna lie.
It was some cool, crazy.
But I was like,
it's been some crazy that. Listen, we used to be scared to do anything to hurt yourself.
Right.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
The main thing. These boys don't care. They practice that thing. They get it done one time. You get in there. This is what we doing.
Sure. You know what? And I've always been the smallest guy in every huddle, no matter whether it was Little League or in the pros. So one of the things that was one of my pet peeves was, how big Timbo is and whoever it is. You coming up and slapping my helmet. Man, I get an interception, man. I start running away from y'all, boy, because everybody want to slap your helmet. I'm like, nah, man, I don't need no concussion, man. I'm a little dude, man. Don't be hitting my helmet and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
When, again, Dolphins could have separated, but it looked like they came back together. Do they have an opportunity to make it into the playoff?
The parity is there, so I would say yes, because of the difference from the top 3 guys, top 2 teams. Scheduling at the end, the wins. Can they get in at 9-7, 8-8? How many games left? 7 games left.
7.
They already won 3. I would say yes. If they can run the table,
It's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy. 10-7. 10-7. I would go on the limb. 10-7 gets you in the playoff. 4th seed.
But even if it's not being easy, I think it gives you an opportunity to get to where you want to go, right? And because I don't like that first round bye. It always can get you.
They need to play.
Yeah, they need to play.
Yeah, they need to play.
So for them, it's going to be getting in, squeaking in, but how healthy will you be? You already see Austin Jackson. He's already down. I'm seeing Mostert. His time is starting to tick down. You're getting more A-chain. You're getting the rookie a little bit more.
Right.
And when it comes to red zone exposure, right? Juno Smith, I think he's only like 6'1". Tyreek,
Yeah,
5'8",
that red zone gets
5'9".
really, really tight,
It's
really,
really tight.
small, and that's when you want to bring your Giants in the game because now it's a jump ball. It's bigger guys is right there.
But where do you go with that, Terrell?
We don't have that.
Understand
We don't
what
have
I was
that.
about to say.
Yeah,
you know,
we don't have that.
And people always was like, Sam, your team. I had opportunities to practice against different guys.
Right.
I had the opportunity to practice against Wes Welker, smaller, shiftier guys. I had Aronde Gasson, 6'4", bigger, physical guys. Again, O.J. McDuffie, who is a crafty route runner, Lamar Thomas,
Right.
Yatil Green. I was prepared. All of these guys are the same.
The same.
And
The
you
same.
can't really get a whole lot
Right.
of work with different players, and then you come to another team. Now you got a tall guy. How do I play this guy? But, we're still going to be able to be successful just using those little dump passes outside, the reverses, and you see the rookie, he got his first
I like that.
touchdown
Right.
of the year. So really good. So Mike did what we talked about, utilize those three offensive coordinators. Bro, I think we got the game plan right here, bro.
Right.
We told him to use three offensive coordinators, himself,
Right.
The offensive coordinator as well, and the offensive coordinator from the Seattle Seahawks, and come out victorious. I think we own to something, buddy.
We own to something,
We own
man.
to something, man. But the offense made plays. The defense made plays. Tua outside of the pocket. Great to see him being able to get outside of the pocket and deliver the ball down the field, keeping plays alive. A couple there, holding on to the ball a little longer. Get rid of the football.
Yeah, that he has to kind of clean up.
Mm-hmm.
What you did see was the vision was there.
Yeah.
The vision was there, so that's impressive. Timing of the vision is a concern because when the timing is too long, then you're holding the ball just a tad bit longer. That for a quarterback can be a recipe for sack, injury.
Yeah.
Be okay with, and Mike is changing the offense. You've seen the double loops with the safety valves. I call it double loops, where you always have that safety valve in every option that you're going to with the passes. If he's going to his left, he's always going to have a safety valve here. It's either going to be here or it's going to be right in front of him. So he has the option to get rid of that ball either to his left or right in front of him.
Yep. Well, I know you guys are looking at my shirt. I wish it was hotter. Guess what? You have the Oakland Raiders coming in town. Guess what, man? I want it to be as hot as heck. They're going to be in all black. Turo, we made those guys get in black. They're throwing up over on the sideline. Hey, they already losing. Hey, we're just going to keep pouring it on, and they're going to lose another game. We'll send them back out west. Hey, man, I'm looking for the Dolphins to run away with this one. What are your thoughts?
I believe that we can get a W with this, guys. A program, a ball club that's in a little bit of disarray.
Yeah.
And it's not because of
They played three quarterbacks. It's in disarray.
it's in disarray. It's in disarray, and we cannot be distracted by their disarray. We have to build on what we did Monday night.
Yes.
Short week. Mm-hmm. You would say a short week. Not really, but you really have to kind of build on what you did and be okay with 23 because of your defense is being able to stop people from scoring. I believe we may put up 30 points this game.
And I like all of that. I played with Antonio Pierce, my teammate for 3 years. He is tough. He's hard. This football team, they're going to be physical regardless. That's his mindset. And you look at his coaching staff, all of those guys are the same as he is as well. So know that this game is going to be physical. It's not going to be easy, but I think we able to apply pressure early, they will burst. You got to be able to contain Crosby. He's a guy that's getting after the quarterback, but our wide receivers one-on-one with these wide receivers, these defensive backs offside, we should be able to take this game wholeheartedly and come out with victorious. But, Turo, I want to get into our W29 class before we get ready to give our three keys. And, ladies, when you hear the best play in football, Arturo, what play would you say is the best play in football?
That's a good one.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It's at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And
Take
you're
a knee.
kneeling. Oh,
taking
man.
a knee
Taking a knee.
to win. Victory.
To win the game. So
Victory formation.
Victory formation. That's
There
the
it
best
is.
play in football. Taking a knee. The opposing team, they could potentially have timeouts, but majority of the time they don't. So you just get the ball and then you just move around and then you just get on the knee.
And time
Man,
runs
that's
out.
the best play in football. You already know the game is over. Everybody on the sideline, they're getting ready to rush the field. So
Right.
when somebody asks you what's the best play in football, it's at the end of the game and somebody's kneeling. So, Jerome, we getting ready to wrap this thing up, man. What's your 3 keys for victory versus the
My
Raiders?
keys to victory this week will be to start on the defense. No explosives. Keep the standard, which is staying under 17 points. For this game, staying under 17 points guarantees your victory in this game. For the offense, something he said earlier about Crosby from the Raiders, hunting the ball, attacking the ball, I think it's that the timing of our offense is going to be critical to it being in a good rhythm. So that all that falls underneath him being able to have ball security. All right, so let's label that keys to victory for the offense is ball security. Second key would be we got to be able to create explosions this time. Ball security, create explosions, and defense, take away explosions.
Yeah. Well, for me on the offensive side, I'm going to sit here and say we have to dominate the middle of the field with those running backs. Running those little angle routes, getting A-chain one-on-one with the linebackers, and giving him opportunity to find that space and running the ball in there as well. So that's still all the dominating the middle of the football field. Players must be physical. Like I said, Antonio Pierce, his mindset, he come from Cali. He's a Raiders guy. This is what he really his dream job because he's from California. He's always been a Raider fan. So they're going to be physical, and they're going to want to hit our small wide receivers and think that we're not physical. So we're going to have to be dominant. And then third is I still want to see the blitz. I want to see the blitz. They started 3 different quarterbacks over the course of the year, and Minshew is probably their best option. Get him off the spot. Make them beat you, and we are playing extremely well on the back end, but the middle of our defense getting that pressure. If we can rush 4, make Minshew throw the ball, and we can come up with some big plays. So that's my keys, Turo keys, and I think the Dolphins will, have 2-game victorious back-to-back from Monday night and then jumping right into this Saturday's game. Turo, any shout-outs before we get ready to get out of here?
Obviously, to Beacon Sports, thank you guys for hosting us.
Always. Hey, I just want to thank Brandon, Chuck, Ray, Christine, JJ, Mark, Robert, Jeff, Alex, Dean, Allison, Lorraine, and Dean, man. Y'all are the best, and we just want to say thank y'all. This is the 29 Report. I'm Sam Madison.
And I'm Arturo Freeman.
Hey, man, and y'all make sure y'all check us out each and every week right here on the 29 Report.